Welcome to the Disc and Deals coverage of the DGA Star City Classic, sponsored by Disc Gauntlet. My name is James Fleege, one of the tournament directors and course designer at Beal, Slough. I'm joined by my friend and the tournament director you just saw a moment ago, Mr. Tony Odem. Thanks for hanging out, Tony.
Thanks, James. Excited to see this action.
And we're here at Beal, Slough for round one of this PDGA A-Tier DGPT Q Series event, hosted by the Lincoln Flying Disc Club in Lincoln, Nebraska. Hopefully you caught the front nine of this coverage as we move into the back half of the course here. A beautiful day. Conditions look pretty good. A little bit of wind swirling on the back, but nothing that isn't manageable for these guys, hopefully. As we take a look at our sponsors for the event, thank you to them for contributing to this tournament here. And thanks to Ace Run Pro for providing some drone footage for the coverage here on Disc and Deals. You can check out their lead coverage of Star City on their channel. As we have a look at our card here, Noah Meintsma, first time in Lincoln at Star City from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And Adrian Chevalier, back in Lincoln for Star City from Urbana, Illinois.
Multi-time player of this tournament. Excited to have Adrian back.
Nathan Broekemeier from just down the road in Norfolk joining us.
We have yet to see that big power from Nathan on this round, but let's see what he can do on the back nine.
I think we'll get it on hole 12 from Broekemeier. And of course, from Lincoln, Nebraska, Mr. Jordan Spilker, rounding out the card. As we kick off the back nine with hole 10, 577 foot, par 4. Going to be slight dogleg to the right. OB spanning the fairway on the left here as you see the slough come into play on the right and wrapping around the basket. Going to have to make a decision on that second shot, whether to push right of those trees, trying to get it to nestle up to the pin, or just playing into them and leaving yourself with a potentially an obstructed putt.
Placement on this drive is really important. That shot scared me a little bit.
It did. But I thought that was going in the sumac for sure.
Yeah, landed in the fairway there.
It's a good spot, though.
No, going really high, getting over everything. And he's up on top of that hill.
Great shot.
Prime positioning there. Jordan, more of a smooth thrower. Let's see if he tries to go a little bit more direct or still go over the top. Trying to throw more of that check.
That'll be nice for Jordan. Going to have to deal with that elm a little bit on his second shot, but hopefully something workable for him. Adrian taking the forehand. I like this play off the tee as the safe play. Going to be checking up just in time. Center cut,
great
about
spot.
Where Nathan is. And Spilker has plenty of space to work with here.
Yeah, touches what's important here. Definitely don't want to go long. Oh, he's got to get left.
A little wide, going to find Spilker OB.
Nathan just went really overstable, something slow there. He's in those trees, but he'll find a way to get a putt out of it.
Yeah, maybe 18 or 20 from there. Should be a little space to straddle out. Let's see the Berg play from Adrian. Unfortunate to grab that. That was going to settle in right next to the basket, but still have a look.
He's about circle's edge from there, I think.
That's in danger of running long.
Ooh, and he does. OB, no. Oh,
Okay,
yep, there's
there
the OB marker.
Yeah, checks up just in time for Jordan.
Didn't seem too happy with that effort there. Adrian for birdie.
There it is.
There it is.
Great birdie. Nathan gets his.
I think he took the smallest gap available to him and just
Won a little extra challenge.
Yeah.
I like it.
Noah saves the par there.
Yeah, hole 10, not the hardest par 4 of all time, but as with most of this course, definitely places you can quickly get into trouble, as you can see from Noah and Spilker, but Noah able to save that par there.
If we didn't mention it before, too, don't come to this course without a retriever.
Yeah.
It's going to make your day a lot better. Just have to extend a pole, reach down and grab your disc.
Yep, I saw that a couple times early on in the week. Guys coming in to get their practice rounds in. Didn't have a retriever. Saw them a day or two later, and they had a retriever with them. Coming into hole 11, 351-foot par 3. Got a Mando tree here. Need to stay to the right of. And very difficult green to access off the tee. And once you're there, definitely going to need to make a decision on whether you're running the putt or playing up for par. As you can see, it drop off very quickly into the slough, which runs on the right side and deep in the basket. Par play here, you're going to see these guys push past the Mando, fade out left, lay up. Just about like that. More aggressive line, going straight at it, hoping to get caught up in those trees. Right around there, having a look at birdie. Difficult hole, though.
Yeah, it takes a really good shot, a lot of confidence in your putt to really go for the birdie here.
And forehand is just such a risky play here.
Oh, I was like, he's hoping that hits something on that line. Yeah. But he might have a chance to look at that, like to look at the birdie there, depending on how it actually landed.
That's the line you like to see from Noah. Grabbing that same tree, but settles in. Definitely going to have a putt from there.
Yeah, this hole coming in as the 5th hardest, and you think about it as a 350-foot par 3. Shouldn't be too troubling, but that green is very testy. Jordan trying to go with more of the hyzer flip play. Doesn't get the turn on it, but not a bad spot.
Yeah, gets the skip. Probably going to see a layup from Spilker there. And that's a good perspective of how daunting that putt can be. Just looking straight at it. Can't see anything behind the basket, knowing it drops down to OB. Really puts a premium on the location of that tee shot there.
I'm not sure if Adrian was kind of a half bid, and it's you got to commit or intentionally lay up here. Mm-hmm. I think he'll be safe on the backside there, but no one missing that birdie putt, but connects for par. So yeah, Adrian must not be too far, but how quickly that disc can get away from you.
And just a steep putt coming back. I mean, granted, Adrian is very close there, but push that back another 10 feet, putting up at that angle. And see, flag was kind of blowing a minute ago. Just, again, exposing the bottom side of that disc to a headwind. Just not the putt you want coming back at the basket on 11. Which brings us to 12. 701-foot par 4. Trying to get as much distance as you can off the tee here. OB running the left side of the fairway. Trees to contend with on the right. Before the gap tightens up, approaching this green with OB in front. Around the backside, going to see guys trying to smash into that space about 20-25 feet to the right of the basket to stop the disc, leaving him a putt. Difficult green to access on the second shot, even with a good tee shot.
Yeah, and you really got to get it like 430 off your tee shot to get to the flat part, making your upshot a lot easier.
Not an issue for this guy.
Nathan's got big distance. I think he's got it covered here.
Yeah.
He's off to the right a little bit, though, so he's going to have to bend that upshot.
Mm-hmm. That's great looking.
Really great hyzer flip play from Adrian there. Doesn't quite get to flat, but really pushes forward there.
Wow,
that should be prime positioning.
Way down the fairway.
Can't wait till I grow up and can throw this far. Oh, that's a little sawed off from Noah.
Flirting with that left OB. And he does find it.
And that wind's swirling back here too. So I think today it's playing more of a tailwind, pushing right to left a little bit. Noah can get that flat. Jordan throwing it smooth and flat out there. Doesn't quite have the distance these other guys have, but letting the disc work for him.
He might be standing on that little hill there, which can be very tricky. But yeah, with the wind here, whenever I'm on this hole, I'm always checking what the flag on 8 is doing. If I can see the flag on 7. It's often the wind you're feeling on the tee might be different, 300, 400 feet down the fairway,
Absolutely.
Particularly on this hole.
Hard to see here, but yeah, Jordan had to kind of go up on an upslope there.
Finds the OB in front of the basket.
Couldn't quite commit to the flat shot. Oh, that's low out of his hand.
Driving.
Oh, he gets across.
Yeah, stays in. Good shot. Coming in a little hot, but it stuck for him.
It's one of those things. Yeah, that looks good. Another Berg shot by Adrian. It's one of those things. You think you can just throw into the hillside fast, it'll catch you, but it comes off those trees fast too if you hit them. So,
yep. Yeah, anything that's for a right-handed player kind of fading out, moving fast into the green generally spells danger.
Jordan's still got to look to save par here. And he does it.
Oh. Wow, that was brutal. Jeez.
I'm dumbfounded. Wow. That's unfortunate. Oh. Right side miss for Nathan. After the OB drive, Noah saves bogey. Not much of a save, but they'll take it. Par. Adrian with the lone birdie on this hole.
Perfectly played on 12.
Maybe I should get me a Berg.
I started bagging one about 6 months or so ago. It's good disc to have. Kind of a more of a utility disc for me, but
The disc and deals coverage again. Double take. Oh,
that was
no deal.
Oh. Okay.
That's some insult to injury right there.
Yeah. And we're on hole 13. Easiest hole on the course. Basket tucked down here to the right. You have OB surrounding the basket around that planter box there. If you miss the island off the tee, you're going to the drop zone, which is about 150 or so out. Essentially being an automatic bogey. Although being the easiest hole, I mean, you see a lot of birdies on this one for sure, but you're going to see a lot of bogeys carded on it as well.
Yeah, you got to clear the shrubbery.
That's looking good.
Oh,
checks up perfectly.
Wow, what a great shot. Again with the Berg. Adrian creating his own personal Berg commercial here. Nathan, same forehand, slower disc. Oh, he's going a little faster.
Ooh, good tree.
That's the risk here. You throw a fast disc and the skip comes into play really quickly here. It's tough to keep that in bounds. Looks like Noah's going a little slower. Not quite bending for him, though. But he's safe. He's in bounds. I think that was the right disc choice for Jordan, but again, he keeps turning over that forehand today, unfortunately. But he's safe. He's got a putt. He's got OB right behind the basket there, though. just off the top of the basket. Stays in bounds. Putts from this side is where strokes can really add up, though, on this hole.
There's Nathan grabbing his birdie.
He must have thought about the putt a little too much on hole 12.
And routine tap in. Birdie from Adrian there. And that'll move us into hole 14. I think hole 14 is what I would consider kind of the finishing stretch at Beal Slough, or where it starts. A difficult one on 14. Playing from the open back into the woods through this tight gap. Going to have the slough just coming into the picture here, which wraps all the way around this, kind of a peninsula green here. We have the Tony Odem bird bath on the left that we're flying over. Relief area, need to stay out of that. Any tee shots not coming to rest inbound, proceeding to that drop zone by Tony's bird bath. Hey, look at that hanging flower basket there. All right.
The flora and fauna are beautiful out here at Beal Slough. Adrian trying to flip up that forehand. Waiting for it.
That was close.
Safe. Holding our breath here, waiting for that OB marker, but he stayed safe. Nathan with a straight shot.
Slow down.
It looks a little hot. Oh, no. Oh, just faded out. That's rough. Yeah, I mean, as far as difficulty goes, this play is right in the middle of the course, but you got to be in bounds on the tee shot here. And then it's still not a gimme from wherever you land. Noah finding OB there.
Yeah, the trees that Noah hit, you can kind of see through the gap there. Those tend to kick OB quite a bit. Spilker fading left.
I think that's short enough. He's going to be not safe. Wow.
And you can see the challenging stretch starting here to finish off the course. Difficult to get one to land in. Adrian chips up and take his par. Even putting from deep back there, you got OB behind the basket, so it has to be a soft bid or laying up for your par. That checks up.
Anything going for it, though? Little circle 2 bid here. Wow.
Hey, great save from the drop zone by Noah.
Noah's happy about that one. Struggling on the green today, but saving par on this hole, not too shabby.
Wow.
2 par saves from the drop zone.
Love it.
See if Nathan connect for the bogey. He does.
And Adrian taps in for his par. Going to bring us into hole 15 in just a moment here. I think one of the signature holes at Beal Slough. Very picturesque fairway. The Osage orange trees spanning the left side here, creating a nice tunnel. Kind of drops down to a platform on the right with the slough running along the entire right side of the fairway. Going to want to push up here and either play to the left or right of this big tree that we're passing right now. Going to see a lot of guys trying to just land something about 50 in front of the basket there, letting it skip up. But that green does tend to push down to the right a little bit on tee shots. Flip up forehand. A little inside, but bites through, lands on the A position.
Yeah, this is where you got to dial in the shot coming into these closing holes here.
Pretty good kick from Noah. Once you're about halfway up this fairway, the gap to me, always feels a bit tighter for some reason than it looks like off the tee, but definitely manageable.
Jordan going really wide with that hyzer, but he gets up there. Wow. He's got a putt for birdie from there. It's usually not the gap you hit if you're going for that hyzer line, but that worked.
Oh, just a hair to the right.
That's more the gap you're looking for if you're playing for that hyzer shot.
And as I was mentioning about that gap on the second shot there, just slightly different angle, trees coming into play.
Yeah, you just lose that tunnel and that wall of trees, and it gets more sporadic. But that really challenges your up shots if you don't get up there off the drive.
Broekemeier very pleased with that approach.
I mean, we're walking into a stretch of holes where par feels really good to finish out your round. So if he can just tap in a par, he's all right. Adrian just lays it up there. Try to give it a little run.
Noah grabbing band, unfortunately, as we see Spilker with the birdie look.
The fact that he can stand up for this putt is pretty impressive. And he connects. Yeah. Not quite the low ceiling challenge you expect from over there. And Jordan's able to just drive that putt in. I think Noah might have caught the flag stick there, so saved him from skipping way off. Custom designed for Beal Slough Disc Golf Course.
There we go. In hole 16, very challenging one coming down the stretch. Similar to 14, playing from the open, having to hit this gap. Starting to bend right about now. Slough running along the right side and deep at the basket. Basket nestled in here behind some trees. Lots of obstructions in C1. Really, you just want to get through this gap, try to push something down there. Guys are going to be okay with par here.
Yeah, it's tough enough even getting to that opening. And Jordan pushes through. That's a pretty good shot there. You can get into the woods a little bit. You're looking at a decent checkup for par save there, but it's hard to even just penetrate that opening.
Inside from Adrian. See what he has, but it can be pretty dense over there. Sometimes lead to forehand roller territory if you're trying to get aggressive on the next one or just chipping out into the fairway. That's looking great.
Great shape to it.
Oh, just a hair inside. And great shot shape from Nathan, though. If that holds for Noah. Yeah, he's probably sitting about 90 or so.
Yep, easy little pitch up from there.
Can see Adrian doing some exploration here and just chipping back out. I thought he might have pushed a little further down. Even from here, not a routine up and down for bogey.
He's still got all the trees on this hole to contend with, so. And then, a pretty fast green if you don't check it up, too. He's throwing that burger again, though.
Flirting with the OB line, but good shot.
Jordan's going to have to get a little crafty here. Oh, Not the gap I thought he'd take there, but it's not too shabby. He's got a circle one look.
Skips up. Be a tap in for par from Brookemeier. Noah's going to have a birdie look here.
Oh, a lot closer than 90. He's got good look for 2. Oh, just
wow.
short. Sounded like he might have clipped a branch coming in there, so just took it off what he needed to make it in, but good effort.
Good putt from Jordan.
Adrian really close to that line. He was able to take his full meter off.
Sneaks it in.
That's not a terrible group of scores. 1 bogey and a supermodel.
And that'll bring us into hole 17. Couple par 4s to finish out here at Beal Slough. Hitting this gap off the tee. This big tree in the center to miss. Gonna have to choose left or right around that. And then bending to the right. Coming back out into the open briefly. And then a green surrounded by more trees. Little elevated platform going on here. I think off the tee shot on this one, it's not necessarily about getting the most distance. You're just looking to set yourself up for a good second shot.
Yeah, it's a tight shot. You got to pick your gap. You really don't want to finish too far right either.
That should check up nicely for Spilker.
That's a great spot to be.
Yeah, you'll take that. And you probably see some guys on this card, perhaps getting a little further up the fairway, but Jordan's going to be just fine with where he's sitting.
Yeah, distance isn't the key out here. It's really about placement. And so far, these guys are good at putting in a good spot to attack the green. Noah's pushed it a little long, a little far to the left, but he's still got a chance to get up and down for birdie from there.
Yeah, he'll definitely have a play from there. Maybe a little bit of a flexing forehand line for him, but...
And Adrian finds the one tree right in the middle. Got to play it from the rough there. You're still safe. Just got to do a little bit more work now. Couldn't quite find the gap to get all the way out in the open, but it's pretty close to where, a drive might land, and still a routine kind of up and down from there.
Yeah, par still in play for Adrian. See if this gets the skip.
Wow. Great skip.
Be putting for birdie, probably about 25 or so.
Yeah, pretty close to that wall. A little too far for a berg here, but... Oh, and Adrian's going over the top. Does he have the distance? He has the distance. A little too much. But he's got the par save look there. Probably just outside of C1 there.
Yeah, Spilker sticks it. Very nice. Good speed control coming into that. Difficult to do, getting him to land up top.
That's what makes being off to this left side so hard is Noah really didn't have the forehand look that you need to get in there. You try to go backhand, and those trees come into place so fast.
It's difficult getting a backhand shot through from back there because the angle is so specific, getting between that cedar and the other tree on the left-hand side.
Did I mention Nathan being up against the wall?
Right up against it, grabbing his birdie.
Noah tapping in for par. This is Jordan's birdie look.
And a good birdie from Jordan.
I think we missed a putt by Adrian, so this is going to be his bogey putt. We haven't mentioned it, but Adrian's looking very stylish out there today. Bucket hats, part of the players pack for amateur players at the Star City Classic.
Probably feeling good after all of the Juice Stop that he's consuming.
Absolutely.
Shout out Juice Stop, local sponsor. And we're on hole 18, finishing off the round with the 573-foot par 4. Flying the fairway here, you're going to want to land right in front of these trees around that branch that's going parallel to the ground or pushing up into the woods, setting yourself up for this second shot, which can often be tricky to get through to the basket here. OB on the right side and behind the basket, and that ditch that we flew over before the green also playing us out of bounds. Spilker going to be a little out of position on this one.
Yeah, he really wanted that to turn over more. Get to the edge of the woods at least.
Oh, he wants to do it.
Oh, are we going to see this? We getting silly? Nah. That's disappointing. He was lining up a shot over the top. We've seen him do it before.
He has the power to do it.
Fortunately, pulls just a layup shot too far right.
I like the roller play.
I love the roller play. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my. That's the farthest drive I've ever seen on this hole.
That is pushing up very far.
You got to yell 4 with a shot like that.
And pushing up that far on the left side of the fairway, it's almost a little out of position, going too far. We'll see when we get up to his shot there, but it's going to have some tight gaps to hit on his second. That should be workable for Adrian there.
Yeah, Nathan's really deep in there, just pitching out. That is a good out.
Yeah.
He can get up and down from there. Still a challenging upshot, but
I'll have to mention RIP to this branch that Jordan just threw over. We lost that branch, I believe, the day after the tournament. Had a good run. Thanks to Trenton for getting that cleaned up promptly.
Probably a lot of players wish that branch came down before the tournament. Come back next year.
I can't tell if he crossed over or not there.
It looks like he cleared it, but he's in that little grove of trees, and he doesn't have a putt from there. So let's get up by Nathan. Got about 20 feet to save par, it looks like.
Little chip up from Jordan, nestling in nicely.
Wow, yeah, Noah really pushed forward here. Almost throwing a little skip shot. It's got to get crafty with it.
Able to swing one around. Thought that was a little further left off the tee than he was, but
it drives so good that your upshot is hard. Oh, that's got to sit.
Oh, very unfortunate kick off the basket there.
That's a deflating way to end your round.
Nathan taps that branch that is, for many folks, just perfectly at eye level.
He shouldn't have grown up so much.
Grabs his comebacker.
Strong putt, given that unfortunate roll OB.
Noah grabbing the birdie on 18.
I don't want to say textbook, but that was a pretty good drive upshot birdie. Like, not
Great
quite
drive.
the opening, but
Seeing the roller just go right through that first ditch. Pretty cool. And that's going to do it for round one at the DGA Star City Classic, sponsored by Disc Gauntlet. Look at the leaderboard there. It's pretty hot rounds of Beal on day one, pair of sixes, some fives. Thanks to Disc and Deals for the coverage here. And again, I'm James Fleege, joined by Tony Odem. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks again, James.
Thanks to everybody for watching, and join us for round two.